Connor Andrew McDavid is undeniably one of the best players in the world. He was granted exceptional player status by Hockey Canada. He was the youngest captain in National Hockey League history. Interesting, right? Did you know that Connor McDavid wore number 97 since he was 9 years old? So today, we will see the weird things you didn't know about Connor McDavid. Number 15, the most anticipated player. Connor McDavid was one of the most impressive players. Connor's coverage by all media outlets was quite insane. Each and every sports analyst was talking about Connor McDavid. The media does praise some players, but it does not get it wrong when it comes to McDavid. There were innumerable times when Connor's amazing Ontario Hockey League goals were viewed by the media, and all these built expectations for this young player to pave his way to the National Hockey League. Number 14, wore number 97 since he was 9 years old. He might have been a Leafs fan from his earlier days, but one thing has never really changed for him. One of the finest players in the world, Connor McDavid has always worn the number 97. When asked regarding the same, he added, "Yeah, I think I've been 97 since I was about 9. The interesting fact is that the jersey represents the year McDavid was born. Number 13, he is due for a hefty raise. He has a $925,000 cap hit on the Oilers' books, and he earns just under $4 million. He is due for a hefty long-term deal that involves a lot of money. To get a better look at how much money is involved, Anze Kopitar signed an $80 million deal. So we can say that Connor can put up more points in a single season than Anze Kopitar. And also, the Oilers do not have a choice but to pay this talented forward, as he is already doing wonders on his team. Number 12. He was not really interested in playing with his favorite player. Crosby was McDavid's favorite player. When McDavid was drafted, it was hard to argue against Sidney Crosby, the world's greatest hockey player. A lot of comparisons were made between Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby during the initial seasons, but as a freshman, McDavid was in no way interested in playing with Sidney Crosby. McDavid once came to know the fact that their playing styles were similar and were a challenge to play on the same line. Considering the competitive nature of McDavid, it is believed he preferred to line up against his favorite player to test his skills. Number 11, he is a big fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Connor McDavid was a big fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs. He was an enthusiastic follower of many Toronto teams, including the Raptors and the Blue Jays. McDavid was born in Richmond Hill, and he chose to follow one of Ontario's National Hockey League teams. The Leafs were his main team. McDavid also followed the Pittsburgh Penguins since he was a fan of their superstars. Number 10, his older brother also played hockey. He was not the only one who played hockey in his family. His older brother Cameron played hockey too, but Cameron was not as dedicated as McDavid. He never really elevated himself past the Central Canada Hockey League and COJCHL. Cameron's last season was in 2011, and he recorded 6 points in 7 postseason games. It must be tough being the brother of Connor McDavid, when you don't even make it to the National Hockey League, and your younger brother goes on to become the best player in the league. It takes a good man to be supportive and not let it get you down. Number 9. Some incredible stats that you probably did not know. McDavid acquired a league-leading 70 assists. This would put him at the top of the scoring for 20 National Hockey League teams. Connor also had more assists than Auston Matthews. There is also another fact that McDavid scored more points than Sidney Crosby. Along with this, McDavid scored a 1.21 points per game pace, while Crosby swept behind at 1.18. Outscoring Sidney Crosby is a great achievement. Achieving this at the age of 20 is another accomplishment on its own. Number 8. He did want to play with Milan Lucic. When he was asked who he might want to play with one day, he said Milan Lucic. But it came to be that the two players did play together well, but it didn't pan out well as expected. But why did he choose Milan Lucic? During that time, Milan Lucic was a horse in the National Hockey League, and he was a pretty productive one at that time. Maybe he would have loved the idea of having a displeasing powerhouse on his line that could take care of business if anyone took liberties. But that never happened, since both of them were members of the Edmonton Oilers, and Lucic was often denounced for not standing up for their teammates. Number 7, he was the youngest captain in National Hockey League history. McDavid was appointed the captain of the Edmonton Oilers in the 2016-17 season. Connor was actually 20 days younger than Landeskog when he became the captain. This made him the youngest captain in National Hockey League history. McDavid also has to help the Oilers through a deep playoff run so that his team has a chance of glory. He is an excellent skater in Edmonton, and he has good leadership skills that nearly changed the outcome of the game. Number 6, he was coached by his father. Brian Mcdavid and his wife Kelly drove him from game to game and picked him up from practices. Brian also coached his son Mcdavid when he was playing in Aurora, Ontario. There is no doubt that one of the reasons for his achievement was because of the immense support from his family. He also did an excellent job at toning his son's skills, as his junior team went on to win 4 championships with him behind the bench. While his father helped him to develop hockey skills, it was his mother who promoted his talents. Even though he has achieved a lot in his life, he is still the same normal kid with a messy room for his mother. Number 5. He was scouted at the age of 14. A player who has this much skill would definitely have the attention of a few scouts, but McDavid was a rarity. Scouts from across the National Hockey League already had an eye on him at the age of 14. He was already a great player by then, and scouts did not want to miss the opportunity to study such a talented player. Number 4. He overcame a career-threatening injury. McDavid was tripped up by Calgary Flames defenseman Mark Giordano and went flying into the goalpost in the Oilers' final game of the 2018-19 season. After checking, it was confirmed that he had suffered a torn posterior cruciate ligament in his knee. That injury somehow turned out to be a serious one. Number 3. Appeared in a country music video. McDavid and his dog Lenny have a brief appearance in a music video called A Few Good Stories, which features Walk Off the Earth. Canadian country star Brett Kissel released this music video on November 6, 2020. This was out of the ordinary for McDavid, who tends to shy away from the public spotlight, but we will get to see him come out of his comfort zone more often as he gets older. Number 2. He already gained 3 gold medals. While many players dream of winning a gold medal in international play, Connor McDavid already had 3 of them at only 20 years of age. He won the first gold medal at the International Ice Hockey Federation World U18 Championship, where he represented Canada. He won the second gold medal at the International Ice Hockey Federation World U20 Championship, where he was an assistant captain and led the entire tournament. He did not even stop there. He also won a gold medal at the 2016 World Hockey Championship. Once again, I am reminding you that he achieved all of these at the age of 20. Boston University number 1. He was considered to play for. Kevin Shattenkirk, Nick Bonino, and even Pittsburgh Penguins coach Mike Sullivan have all played for this college hockey team. In fact, Boston University's hockey team was home to many players, and hence there is no surprise why he contemplated playing hockey in Boston. But he decided that it was best for his career that he continued improving his game in the Ontario Hockey League. He dominated the Ontario League, scoring 120 points in a single season. He brought excellent pace to college hockey, and also Connor has surely earned his number 1 draft position. So that's a wrap. If you liked our video, give a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon. See ya!